Hey everybody, welcome back to a Rodenberg Rocks video. We are at a river here in the North Shores of Minnesota. It's actually a river that me and AgateDad came to a few weeks ago, and we got skunked. The water level was pretty high, a little bit of gunk, but it looks like the water level's come down a little bit. So we're just gonna test it out, see if we can make any finds, and just go from there. So thanks for watching, and let's go. So the river is just shallow enough we're able to walk down. So honestly, the water's pretty clear. Being sunny helps quite a bit. Although the sun just went away in the cloud. But lots of different kind of rocks here. And comparatively to where I normally hunt, and I'm really not that far away from where I typically hunt. So we'll see what we find. Well, the sun just really came out, and looks like we might have spotted our first one here. It's kind of limonite, not a lot of the dirt settling on top of it. Would you look at that? It's a nice piece of quartz. It's okay though. First finds can't always be the agates. The amounts I pick up that aren't agates are quite a bit. So I mean, it is just so cool when it's a sunny and calm day how clearly you can see these rocks. It's quite a bit of sediment, but overall it's not a bad time right now to look. So another piece of pinkish quartz, but makes the rocks a lot easier to see in these types of conditions, especially in rivers. There's my shadow high. I think I might have just spotted potential agate. Thought I saw it. Was it this one? Oh, this one. Sorry, I'm stirring it up a little bit. Oh, ooh. Sorry, the bugs are swatting me a little bit, but wow. Is that ever beautiful? Sorry. Just trying not to get stung by a nice horsefly and get a nice horsefly welt, but wow, is that a cool pattern. Not too large, but still pretty. You can already tell this is gonna be a lot of fun with the bugs, but sometimes you gotta go through that. But I was just looking up on this dry shore right there. See a nice little chunk. In the sunlight a little bit. Oh yeah, those are some nice little defined bands in there. Oop. Man, I'm just all over the board today. Trying to swat, trying to film. Wow. Yeah, not a giant nugget, but pretty nonetheless. I saw this little chunk sticking out. That gives me a little limonite feel. It could turn out to be a dud, but it looks like it's got that limonite color. Can't tell initially. Could just be a normal rock. Wow, is that ever hard to tell? Especially because we're not in the sun. I can't see any obvious banding. There might be some in there, but definitely gonna hold on to that in case it is potentially something. But you can see how I think that's might be even limonite stained on the outside. All right, good hope so far, honestly. Okay, I think I might have spotted a couple winners here. They both look pretty quartzy on the outside, but nonetheless, this one's got to for sure be one. This other one I think is just straight up quartz with a cool pink husk. but let me just show you. So at first I was a little bit caught with this guy. Got that cool like outer quartzy shell, but it's like cool. It's like popping out of a husk, which is really, really cool. But probably not one I'd like to keep. And then I saw this big, beautiful, it's like a piece of jasper, but it's got some really cool swirling formations in there. A little dirty on the back, not as pretty, which is okay. But finally, the last one I saw, and now this is what you get for wanting to film. Oh, right here. Look at that. That just looks like some formations on the outside, like fracturing, but woo, I don't know if that's, looks like a big nodule of quartz on the top, but I mean that bottom piece, I don't see any banding on the outside, but man, that front facing right there is so beautifully made. Wow, just gorgeous finds right now. Cannot complain. So I'm slowly walking up the river now. I walked down a little bit on the shore, but just want to preface, I mean, as you probably saw, I was shaking and swatting off some bugs. So I apologize for that. Of course, luckily now they are leaving me alone as I'm walking up and looking, but nonetheless, this is just such a beautiful day, a beautiful spot to be looking, and I'm just happy to be out here because it's been a little bit since I've gotten out to hunt. But yeah, we're gonna march up the shore now. It looks like it gets pretty shallow and pretty calm up here, so see if we can continue to make some good finds. So as I'm going further, I mean, the still areas make a lot more sense, but I'm running into a lot more sediment and a lot of that gunky stuff. Makes it hard to see. So I'm getting more up closer to an area that's got some currents. I'm hoping that those areas don't have much sediment to make it easier for me to see. Boy, that is a large dragonfly. So we'll see where we go. If it's pretty full of sediment, the further I go up, it's already starting to have the sun go away a little bit. So we'll see how much further we go. Otherwise, we'll wrap it up and call it a day. Okay, this one has me nervous a little bit. It has some reflection of wax to me. No, it's not really showing it very well, the reflection, but I have some good hopes, but nada. Looks like some quartz on the back, but you fooled me. I mean, it looked like some fracturing here. Kind of gave me that waxy look, but oh well. Boop. Also, I'm curious what people's thoughts are with walking up or down a stream, and it probably depends on the sunlight. Where is it easier to see rocks? Because I've been finding it easier one day walking upstream, then the next time I go it's harder and I have to go the opposite direction. So it makes me think maybe I should plan out my hunts depending on, maybe it's sunlight, maybe it's luck of the draw, or maybe I am just fooling myself. But curious to hear what people think of it's easier to look up or downstream with a current. I'm gonna do a little test, okay? So this is with sunlight, my visibility, and what I can see. And here it is with shade. And honestly, the camera makes it look easier. It's still not that hard, but clearly the sun, to me, makes the difference. He's a unique little guy. It's like a lot more pink quartz. at least on the backside. I don't find a lot of that. I've been finding a surprising amount here though. Oh well. Surprisingly enough, I see these a lot and they still terrify me every time, especially when I'm reaching out to pick up a rock. I am finding crayfish, which they're fine. They're not going to harm me, but I just have they just give me the a little bit. So I just had one and it was a big boy. And I am now, sorry, I just heard another dragonfly. I'm just gonna leave it be right there. Don't want to touch it. So here's the finds that we found for the day. Just really love the swirls in that piece. I think that's gonna tumble up really nice. Followed by this big quartz piece. Now in the sun I can start to see that banding, which is just gorgeous. And I just love that back front. That back facing front, which side you think's the front, but that is just a gorgeous piece. Some nice little bands on this one. This very unique agate. To me, these ones always, I'm thinking of like, these ones look ancient compared to the other ones. I love that. And this one that I thought was a maggot, I am starting to think more, that has got to be an, y'all. Now that I start to see it in the sun, this is the first time I'm looking at it since throwing it in my pocket. Wow. So that's for sure confirmed the limonite staining. That is a beautiful, beautiful piece. Woo-hoo-hoo! Let's see if I can. An absolute stunner. That might be some banding in there, but awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And that was the one that was most buried and not even in the water. Well, that's gonna do it for another Rodenberg Rocks video. Thanks for coming along on the adventure, continuing on this journey with me. And I just have a blast coming to rock and share with you guys. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.